have the home of Scottish football game that doesn't have the money of the English division or Spanish or Italian or any of the top leagues in Europe, but it does have a passionate support that give a lot of money, tickets and merchandise to their clubs. But we here to ask the question, what do these clubs give back to the communities?
So my name's Martin Caven and I am the Community Development Manager at the St Mirren FC Charitable Foundation. I can't understate the importance of mental health programmes. It has been massive, and it was already massive, particularly amongst men in the modern age. However, the impact of COVID, we're still feeling the effects of that, and it is impacting a lot of what we do and how we do it in terms of programmes. So for instance, you asked about Men's Shed. We have an area out in the car park. It's a large area. It's fenced off. It's grass, trees, bushes, so on, and then there's 4 containers which have been turned into a woodworking shop, an artist shop, a social area, chairs, so on, and we partner Star Project in that one, because partnership's very important amongst the charities and foundations. The guys that attend that, they attend Tuesdays and Thursdays. We try to give them space to do their own thing.
Yep.
However, we also drop in, see them, match tickets, wee chats, take food over. We introduce some of our programmes with younger kids or employability programmes. We take them over to the Men's Shed to talk to the guys sometimes, which makes them feel as though more purposeful.
Yeah.
When they feel as though they're helping other people. And we've done things like designed a wee quiet area for them, so we've planted trees, fruit trees, all that sort of thing with the other programmes for the guys, so that there's an area within their area that if things are getting a wee bit much, we can just go and have a wee seat, a wee quiet space away for the rest of the guys, just to have a bit of time.
The Men's Shed has given me a purpose in life, a sense of community, and with my skills I can help other people develop their skills.
A club in Scotland with a sort of unique charitable cause is Rangers, who offer veterans a lot of support. They host a match at Ibrox every year in which invite members of the armed forces along to watch a game, parade them on the pitch and do lots of other activities, as well as donating a lot of money to the Erskine Foundation, which supports veterans. We spoke to Conal Cochrane to find out more.
I'm Conal Cochrane and I'm Chief Executive of the Rangers Charity Foundation. I lead on behalf of the club and foundation in relation to armed forces related activities. So I mentioned just there that we have an Armed Forces Fund that raises funds for armed forces related charities, and we've raised over £250,000 over the years for a range of armed forces related charities. Veterans is an area of real importance for the foundation too, and there's always at least one veterans related programme on the go, and generally our approach is to try and support veterans where they may be finding it challenging to re-engage with society and their future prospects after leaving the forces, and that's an area again that we can specialise in support with, including via our trauma counselling service. So we have a full-time trauma counsellor based at the foundation who's able to support adults from a range of our programmes. We organise Armed Forces Day at the club, so it's an annual celebration where there's community engagement work and lots of guests invited to enjoy and take in a match at Ibrox. And we organise the sombre reflective observance of remembrance in November each year at a match. We have an official affiliation with HMS Defender in the Royal Navy. On a personal level, I've taken on a number of fundraising challenges over the years, often in relation to raising funds for our Armed Forces Fund. So I walked the Great Glen Way, which is about 85-90 miles non-stop, with 2 Royal Marines, which was brutal.
Yeah, it's quite impressive.
But made all more tolerable with the humour and the patter from the Royal Marines, because that was definitely a never give up attitude that they had. And another challenge, walking 54 miles down the West Island Way in under 20 hours with the Army. So it's something that on a personal level I'm very committed to, and the club and foundation are very proud to be supportive of our friends in the armed forces and veterans as well.
I'm a bit sexy, but you can say. I think that's a perfect stance right there. Alright, might be as good as it gets.
Another Glasgow club that are really helping out the community is Partick Thistle with their Accepting Activity initiative, in which they invite people from all different walks and backgrounds, recovering drug addicts, refugees, asylum seekers, and homeless people, and invite them to play football at Petershill Park, where the club plays on the training ground, and get involved in football. We spoke to them and seen what they offer.
So my name is Jamie Carmichael and I am Head of Programmes at the Partick Thistle Charity Trust. So we've been running this programme for years now. It was initially set up just for free football to kind of look at mental health, look at people who are maybe struggling throughout the week and give them some structure, give them some sport and physical activity to feel better, and then obviously give them that social aspect as well. So we offer a free meal to the guys after football as well. So that happens two times a week. We've got Monday and Thursdays at 3 p.m. Each time, and that's kind of transitioned into a diverse kind of cultures and kind of people who've come in, age-wise, culture-wise, background-wise. It's been more than we would have thought over the years. So as I was saying there, we've now got about 50 people coming twice a week that are from all over the world.
Yeah,
so
everywhere. It's so vast, isn't it?
So we've got a major proportion are from kind of North Africa, like Sudan, Cameroon, Nigeria, guys who are maybe seeking asylum here, it's guys who are maybe trying to build a life in Glasgow, and they come here and they've got nothing. And I think inadvertently we've kind of looked at that gap and thought, how can we slowly integrate them into a hub, have a kind of crutch to look at, that they can have set routine, come in twice a week, meet new people. And when you come in here, and it must be so scary coming to Glasgow yourself, you've got no family, no support system, and you come and there's another 49 guys there who maybe have the same experience as you, maybe have other experience but the same kind of interests, and you create relationships there through football, and that's what football's so good at. It's just like a universal language.
It's a universal language, totally.
So yeah, I think you doing that over time, the amount of success stories we've seen with people kind of integrating through Glasgow and then kind of integrating with the football team, whether it's supporters teams like Jags for Good or kind of integrating the community is amazing.
Tribute to Partick Thistle Football Club and their community trust, whose hard work to promote inclusion is the kind of example we need to see replicated across the SPFL and beyond. Their Accepting Activity programme, run from Petershill Park in Springburn, brings people with a range of challenges in their life together to play football. People who are homeless, asylum seekers and refugees, people facing recovery from addiction. Over 50 adults regularly attend every Monday and Thursday, and around 75% of them are from a black minority ethnic background. They're able to play free football, where both training kit and football boots are provided for free too. When the game is over, the players are all provided with food.
Now, going down the football pyramid, we Chris Graham at Sparks FC. They run a football club called Spark Connections, which helps people with learning difficulties and disabilities get involved in football. We went through to Edinburgh to speak to him and find out more about the club and how the guys get involved and what they do with the club.
I'm Craig Graham, I'm the chairman at the Spartans Community Foundation. I think we've 110 players, in addition to hosts of volunteer coaches and volunteers and people who do the admin behind it, and it's one of our best programs. They train 2-3 times a week, they've got matches every month on a Sunday, they go in the same team buses the first team players go on when they got their tournaments in Falkirk. Some of them go by car, but there's enough for a bus load of just 60 of them. And the smiles on the faces, the cheers when they do well, it's brilliant. And, you know, there's so many stories there of people simply turning their lives around because they are getting more active. They meet other people. They don't feel isolated. They realise that there's people, you know, it's quite a range, obviously, as the para-football is, from people that are, there's not that much wrong, just enough wrong for them to be signposted of that type of football, but it's maybe a slight learning difficulty, a slight disability, right? Or people who are, you know, find life very challenging, and it's superb to them. And what they bring, you know, and interestingly, there's a number of these guys that volunteer as turnstile players, or they sell the programs, you know, or you know, when the storm was down and all these banners fell off the fence around the pitch, and, you know, guys, we need 10 people down there and that to put the banners back up. They're the first ones along because they, you know, for some of them, and, you know, imagination, they're saying, look, this is our life. You know, Spartans is why we get up in the morning.
And what about the players at these clubs? Do they get any support from these trusts? We spoke to club chat on the Stirling Albion, Duncan Strathby, and we asked, how do the players get involved? What do you offer for them to help them out and help them, the community?
I'm Duncan Strathby. I've been the club chaplain at Stirling Albion Football Club for the last 14 years. Sometimes the manager will come and say that a particular player could maybe do with a chat. If a player gets injured, they could be out. We've got one young lad who got injured right at the beginning of the season, and that's meant that he's not played the whole season. He had to have an operation, did his cruciate ligament. That's the second one he's done. So for the last 2 years, he's basically been out of football. He's played a few games. So just supporting players like that, if a player no longer gets to play because someone else has got their position, they need encouragement, because the idea of being in a football club is to play football. And if you're not playing football, they get really down. So mental health is a massive thing in the club here. I'm here. We also have a sports psychologist who is there just to reach out to the players and the staff, anyone involved with the club.
So we've had a look at Trust, Charitable Trust, all across the divisions in Scotland and how they help out their communities. If you want to get in touch with them, I'll provide clips here where they all let you know how you can get involved and help out or get involved in any of their projects. Thank you for watching. I've been Jack Cratler.